This is absolutely Essendon. It's our game preview as well as our multi-mania episode, round 21, the Bombers versus the Eagles. We're at Marvel Stadium again, Saturday afternoon, 1:45. Track good, weather fine, roof closed. This is probably a game that, you know, with a lot of Essendon fans have had a W next to for a long time, but I'm not taking anything for granted.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? Because we're famous for looking at these types of games and just predicting an onslaught from the Dons.
And just expecting
200-point win.
A big percentage booster.
Because other sides do that,
yes,
right?
Well, that's right.
But we're no
that's
other
right.
side, to
no,
be perfectly honest with you.
No, we're not.
So who knows?
There's always the danger that we limp over the line. If we get over the line.
Well, you don't have to go that far back to have witnessed that very outcome against North Melbourne when, you know, everyone was expecting us to flog them, and we literally just made it with a last minute goal. So look, I don't want to in any shape or form disrespect the West Coast Eagles, but they are garbage. And honestly, if we don't knock those pricks over by at least 100 points, then I'm going to lose my shit.
Really?
Yeah, I've had enough.
What does that look like?
Look, well, it's not nice, but
okay.
I can film it for you if you want.
Well, I
you might actually be filming it right now.
Right.
But come our review of this game, if we stumble across the line,
if we win by 7 points
against this mob with the finals on the line, I will be furious, and I will not accept another pussyfooting press conference from Mr. Bradley Scott.
No, I don't know. Is there a ladder? I don't even look at the ladder. Are we inside the 8 or outside? I don't know. I don't even look at it. Okay.
You know, look, honestly, I know what it's like, and you know what it's like when you're new in a job and you can sit in the job and you say, hey, you know, look, it's all good, and, you know, be patient. We're going to get there, without any knowledge of what's happened in the preceding 10 years with your, you know, the previous manager or the previous employee.
Oh, that guy.
You know,
yeah.
Brad Scott's got to get smart. This be patient line, it cannot be peddled out anymore. We've been bloody patient. It's been 20 years of patience.
But it's all about removing the pressure, isn't it?
That's fine for him. He's only looking out for his own job. But what about us? You know, that performance against Sydney last week, I have heard no criticism of the Essendon performance when they've been rubbish most of the season and we lose to them on our home turf. Their best forward goes out in the first half with a calf injury, and we still can't get over the line, and finals are up for grabs. So, no, this week, if Essendon does not win this game by at least 80 points against a side that is no better than an under-16 side, then I'm sorry. Brad Scott's got to seriously be questioned. And if not him, the players that put on that jumper every week have to be seriously questioned. So that's it.
Well, all right. Well, there you have it. Well, I mean, look, an 80-point victory would be nice, and
no, see, you've fallen into that. Oh, it would be nice. It's a mandatory.
Well, you know what it's like. You know, it's
mandatory.
It's like, you know, when you give your listing to a real estate agent, and he says to you, as soon as you've signed the listing, mate, the market's moved. I don't know if I can get you that price, and it's all about then just going, look, the price I got you. How good am I? Yeah. It's that kind of approach.
So you're saying Brad Scott's like a real estate agent?
At this stage, yeah.
Okay, so that's fair enough.
All right.
And I know that people will watch this and go, oh, mate, you're just getting cocky, you're arrogant, you know, you're getting ahead of yourself. Yeah. Sorry, guys. I don't know where you've been for the last 20 years, but I'm not getting ahead of myself.
They haven't been in purgatory.
This side was beaten by, 130 points by anybody. So come on, Essendon, enough of this mucking around. We need percentage, right? If we're going to make the finals, not only do we have to win the next 4 games, but we have to win them handsomely.
Yes.
So I'm not going to accept anything less than thrashing them. So let's get on with the game.
Well,
itself.
Just roughly, I think if we were to win by 80 points, that gets our percentage up to 102.3%.
Did you just do the maths on that, did you?
Yeah.
Wow. So I'm impressed.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah.
Human calculator.
I play Qantas. Yeah. Qantas.
Okay.
Okay.
Can't do that.
That's no. What do you mean? That's just an old movie reference. We like
it's making fun of someone with a disadvantage, but that's all right,
mate. It's actually an advantage, just quietly. But anyway, let's not get into that. Let's do the ins and outs.
Yeah, sure.
Because a big in at Essendon, one that we've been nudging for quietly urging
Yep.
for some time now. Young Elijah Sartis comes in the number 5 jumper too.
Are you satisfied that he's now finally in the team? I'm sorry, I had to get out there. I've been planning that all year.
Mate, you can get a job down at the sub-editing department at the Herald Sun.
We're way too late.
Oh, really?
They're already running.
Satisfaction. Because that's a real Herald Sun.
Oh, seriously. They pinch all of our bylines.
Headline.
But anyway, so Elijah is in, and the next stage of the much lauded career of the number 5 jumper is about to begin.
And that is exciting. Without placing too much pressure on the young man, but it will be exciting to see what he can deliver, how he deals with the occasion.
Oh, he's got to kick 5 goals at least.
It would be nice to have our own Greek prodigy down at the club, eh? Not just the other clubs.
Well, he's the only one in the best Greek players to have played for Essendon at the moment. I can't think of another one, to be honest. No, I honestly can't. But
hang
anyway,
on.
yeah.
Ramanauskas?
Hey, it's Lithuanian.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
we'll
I
have
got nothing
come
for
back
you.
to that. But
Yes.
anyway,
okay.
Elijah
All right.
Sartis.
So he's in, outs,
Yes.
Davey Jr. and
Bye-bye.
Schnelling.
He'll be a sub. Oh,
you think?
For
All
sure.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
All right.
1 in, 2 out.
Okay.
Someone's got to stay.
Yeah, I
as a
don't know
snub.
how those numbers work.
Yeah.
Okay. So Eagles, Inns, McGovern.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. He had to come back for us, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah.
In defence.
Probably their best player.
Rotham. Is it Rotham?
Who knows?
Don't know who he is. And out Sheed. Sheed.
Oh,
No.
gosh.
Dom
Dom Sheed.
Just quietly.
Yeah.
He does all right.
He's
Picks
all
up
right.
a lot of the ball.
Yeah, he was all right. I don't think any of them are all right anymore.
Bazo and Hearn is out.
Oh, okay. So, that's a big defender gone.
Right. So you've got that, and you've got the and you've got the Eagles paying $10 the win, and Essendon $1.04. 4% on your money.
I'd go the Eagles.
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't take that about the Dons. Let me tell you. Again, don't want to be negative, but seriously. Okay.
Yep.
So last time we met, we went over there. We
right.
were expecting.
I went over there.
You did. That's right.
Followed the team.
Expecting a big thing. In the end,
Like a groupie.
we won. We won every quarter by 2 goals.
We did.
Got to about a 50-point victory, which wasn't too shabby in the end.
I don't think anyone was terribly excited about the way we played in that game.
No,
it was kind of like
Not-
job done.
Not one for the highlight
But
reel.
again, Essendon not able to perform when they're really expected to. And I mean, 50 points is not a bad win, but come on, against the West Coast Eagles, that's like beating someone else by 10 points.
Yeah, well, the thing is, they got very close against the Saints, who were doing okay. I mean, everyone's sort of saying, they're cooked, but they're still in the top 8 and looking okay.
They're on the same train we are at the moment, I think, St Kilda.
And they had a close
train
game.
to nowhere.
Had a close game last week against the Roos.
Yeah.
It's not totally abysmal form, but, I take your point that they're rubbish.
As I've said, I'm not in any way trying to disrespect the opposition.
No.
It's more about being annoyed with our inability to put teams to the sword. And, if we seriously think we're worthy of a top 8 place, this is simply a game where we must do that. So, again, as I said, I know people are going to have a crack at me for being smart-ass and being too arrogant and too cocky and all. You can't be expecting 80-point wins. Well, yes, you can, because that's been pretty much the average winning margin for sides playing the West Coast Eagles. So anyway, I think, look, the exciting thing is we do have Elijah coming into the side. Really looking forward to seeing how he goes. I think this kid's got just, everything's upside for him. I've seen a bit of him playing in the VFL. He's a fantastic gatherer of the ball. Still needs to work a bit on his kicking. He's a little bit rough around the edges on his kicking.
Yeah.
But then again, so was Jobe Watson, and he became an amazing footballer. So,
Very true.
I think there's a lot to look forward to.
If we just drill down onto the game, just for a moment, before we get into our multi.
Yeah.
Assume that we dominate in the middle. I mean, they've got Tim Kelly that does very well, gets a lot of the ball. But assume that we do. Are you going to want to see some better delivery of the ball into that 50? Because it will do my head in if it's just kicking to packs again.
Yeah.
Continuously. Yeah. Again this week.
Well, they were very disappointing with their inside 50s last week. Although we had a 22 advantage, a plus 22 advantage in inside 50s against the Swans, our efficiency was under 40%. So, we've got to become better at delivering the ball. And our forwards have to become better at making space for each other. And in particular, Peter Wright's got to get out on his own, or at least get some separation between him and his opponent, which we talked about after the Swans game, for him to be, really effective. I think Peter Wright's been good since he's come back, but he's still clearly not 100%. So, but this is again a game where we should be kicking at least 15 goals, if not more.
Yeah.
And you would have to think, if that's the case, then Peter Wright and Kyle Langford are going to kick a few.
You would think. But we will come to that. Now, first of all, the last week, in terms of the multi, all 5 selections got up, so it was a winning multi. I don't know if we put it up on the screen, but it was at least, might have been $5.50.
Something
but
like that, yeah.
Let's call it $5. So that was a collect. So thus far, we've had the 2 collects of $150 and an outlay of $60, assuming $10 per multi.
Yeah.
So we're in front, playing with house money. But I know none of you care about that. You just want to see, can we deliver another one this week? Well,
so that's 2 out of 6, right, that we've done, is it?
Yes, it is.
It's not bad.
It is. Yeah, it's not too shabby.
Yeah.
It's not too bad at all.
Yeah, pretty safe with us.
Generally.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gamble responsibly, by the way.
Indeed. Although, last week, can I share a little secret?
Go for it.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for. It's not like a confession box, but you're welcome to.
Well, just keep it between us, if you don't mind. I had a little opportunistic wager on Kyle Langford to kick 6 goals.
You're seeing other multis.
Oh. Well, no, this was not a multi. This is just a straight
you
bet.
added it on to your 5-leg multi or 4-leg,
No,
whatever
I didn't
it was.
add it on. No, this was just a separate bet.
Oh, okay.
Kyle Langford to kick 6 goals, because I looked at Peter Wright was paying $20 to kick 6 goals. Kyle Langford, $67. And I thought,
that's good money.
I thought he's more likely
Sure
than Peter Wright. So
and how did he go?
I had a little wager on it, just small money, just trying to turn small money into big money. So, as you know, he was sitting on 5 goals, 5 minutes to go.
Yeah.
Menzies, on the wing, scraps a kick forward, over to Langford, behind the Swans' defence. Langford's now running in towards goal.
You must have been getting very excited.
Wooden, let's just say.
Yeah.
There was excitement in the nether regions.
What happened?
And so I'm just thinking, Langford, please, at this point, because there were other Essendon players running in towards goal.
He had a defender in between him and the goals.
He did, and the defender wasn't quite moving forward. He was hedging. I just said, please, Kyle.
Just kick it.
Be selfish. Please.
Kick it, Kyle.
Please be selfish.
And what did he do?
For the love of God. He was the most unselfish man. He handed it over to Durham, who loves to kick them from 8 metres out.
Yeah.
And he just smashed it. And there goes my little opportunistic bet. I mean, that one hurts. But I'm not surprised, because the football gods, that's the way they work.
Yeah.
It is the way they work. But I just thought, it was...
Well, I think the football gods giving Kyle Langford 5 goals, you got to be at least a little grateful for that. I mean, 6 is a stretch, but...
You think I was asking for a little much?
Maybe.
A little too opportunistic?
He's not kicking 5 goals every week, although he might this week.
Well, let's see.
Yeah.
So, in terms of our 5 selections, let's get down to it. I'm going to... let's talk multiple goal kickers, okay? First of all, for 3 goals, who would you say is more likely? Mm-hmm. Peter Wright or Kyle Langford or anyone else?
For 3?
For 3.
Honestly, I'd go with Langford. That's my feeling.
I would have thought so. So let's put a tick there, because I just feel like he'll manufacture them somehow.
He will. And, if he does get the ball inside 50, he's so accurate. So just on that alone, it's worth putting him ahead of Wright.
Yeah.
But you never know. I mean, Wright might come out and kick 7, but
Right.
I'd be pretty comfortable with Langford to kick 3.
All right, so let's do that. So we'll leave Wright alone for the moment. 2 goals.
Okay.
Because Peter Wright's probably not enough value for me for 2 goals.
For 2, no, I wouldn't have thought so.
So 2 goals. Who are you thinking?
For 2?
Yeah, you've got Martin paying $3.30. You got Perkins $2.70.
Okay.
You got Guelphy. He's a bit shorter than that. You got Hobbs sort of around there.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Perkins, maybe.
Yeah, I think Perkins, although he has spent a bit of time in the middle of recent.
Yeah.
Of
so
recent
is he a
time.
risk on that?
So
front?
he may not be full-time forward as he has been for much of the year. But yeah, 2 goals, I think, given the range of prices being offered, he's probably a fairly decent bet.
Here's a question. If you wanted to sort of avoid that sort of risk, is there even less risk in going a Langford for 4 or 5 goals, increasing that dividend and avoiding a Perkins altogether?
I mean, look, how long's a piece of string?
I hate that saying.
I do too, but it's
All right.
a fact. I could say, well, he kicked 5 last week. He may have a down week this week. He might get 7 this week. It's impossible to really say for sure. All I can say is that we have to kick a lot of goals in this game.
Right.
If this team isn't going all out attack in pursuit of a percentage improving result, I'd be surprised. So expect goals to be scored, and the 2 most likely avenues are going to be Peter Wright and Kyle Langford. So yeah, you could argue Langford's a safer bet at 4 than say Perkins at 2. But Perkins is probably on that basis is also likely. Given that he will be in the goal scoring opportunities.
I'd like to see him kick 2 goals, so I'm going to run with that.
Fair enough.
Anytime goal. So this is I want 1 or 2
just
players
for one anytime.
to kick a goal. Again, chasing a little bit of value.
Yeah.
What about our debutante?
Oh, okay. So
I don't want to burden him with our multi.
No, well, he's not watching. So
has he been a goal kicker in the VFL?
Not really, to be honest.
Interesting.
Not really.
Okay.
I think he might have had a couple here and there, but he's not banging them on with any sort of regularity. But you know what it's like. These are the sort of games where you have that exciting new debutante. We've all been waiting with bated breath for him to come out and play.
It's all about backing the moment.
You can just imagine the crowd excitement when he gets that goal with his first kick. And that's what I'm going to say. He will get
first kick of the game will be a goal.
I don't think they have a price on that, but let's just hope that that's how it plays out. I think and what happens often with the debutants is the teammates look for him to give him an opportunity to score a goal.
Right. Okay. All right. So let's bank.
So that's
on
a pretty good.
Okay.
I think that's a pretty good one.
So let's go that. Yeah. All right. Any others to kick a single goal, a little bit of value? Anyone else?
Okay.
You
want me to come up with one? Or?
Please. Could you?
And you want a bit of value?
Because I think Martin's always good for 1. I think Hobbs is good for 1.
Yeah.
But Merritt always pops forward as well.
True. Not always, but he has been.
Redmond, I can't seem to get a price for Redmond, but anyway.
Yeah. Look, let me throw this at you then. If you want a bit of value, how's Andrew Phillips looking? What are they offering for him for an anytime goal?
Let me have a look. Is $2.07. So
there you go.
All right.
I would give him. He's just going to float into that forward line, take a pack mark, drill it through from 50 metres out. Well, not 50. You wouldn't get them from 50, but
right. Okay.
Yep. I think Phillips.
You think he'll just creep forward, mark it, bang?
So what's he paying for?
$2.07.
Yeah, I think that's good.
All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's talk disposals because we're normally disposals heavy in our multi, but not this
that's
week.
Worked for us so far.
Yes, it has,
fair.
but I'm mixing things up a little. Otherwise, it just gets boring and
or
more boring than normal. So I want to choose a player for 35 plus.
Wow,
disposals.
you're going really hard.
I am. I'm going. Someone is just going to have a big day out.
35. Well, there's only two candidates, really, isn't there?
Look, last week we had Corwell in the mix at 15 plus, and man,
what did he get?
He got over 25 disposals.
It's not 35 though,
we went way too well.
There's only 2 players in that side that's going to have 35
Merritt or
disposals.
Parrish.
Well, that's it. It's toss of the coin.
So
right?
which one is it going to... They're basically around the same price. So which one are you going to go for? What would you suggest?
I think if you want to just go with whatever I think, I'm going to go Parrish for that one.
Parrish?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he's getting a lot of the ball.
Last week he got fewer than Merritt.
Yeah, sure. So they're going to swap it around this week. Mix it up a bit.
I agree. Yeah. I support it.
Okay, there you go.
Let's put that in the ready reckoner.
And what does that come out at?
$31.
Wow.
There you have it. All right, so we're going for a big one this week.
And there's nothing out of the norm there, really, is
there?
Well,
Perkins could be a bit of a weak link
Sartis
there.
for a goal.
Sartis, of course.
Phillips
we're asking a bit much. Phillips, of course,
Crikey.
could get nowhere near.
So we're only getting 31 for that lot. Yeah.
So all of a sudden, we're getting unders.
Wow. Well, look,
there you have it.
Like you said, we've had a few wins. We've got a bit of money in the bank. So let's go for it. That's what I reckon. And hopefully you guys do too.
Yes.
This is going to be... Look, again, going back to the initial rant.
Indeed.
We have to win, and we have to win big. So I think going with goal kickers is a good idea for this match.
Yeah. Now, are we? Or are we just going to be underwhelmed again on this Saturday afternoon? What's your prediction? Let's leave with the tip.
Well, I've already given you my prediction.
But that's what you... That was more of a demand than a prediction.
All right, West Coast by 3 points.
Okay.
No, I'm not. I'm only kidding. Only kidding.
All right.
What about you? You go first.
I think it will be the Bombers by 81 points.
Okay, that's what we're talking about.
All right.
That's what we're talking about.
I want to see that percentage go in one direction.
When was the last time we had a 100-point victory?
Oh,
can you remember?
Yeah,
I can't. I have no idea.
I can't.
It was probably in the early teens. The early 20 teens.
Yeah, okay.
I think we beat
2022,
we beat Gold Coast by over 100 points at Marvel one. We kicked 15 goals in the first quarter of that game.
Oh.
Do you remember that?
Sorry.
Kyle Reamers.
Yes, that was 2010 when we beat Gold Coast.
Was that long ago?
Yeah, it was June 2010.
So that was their first year, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, anyway.
First or second.
I don't know when the last 100-point win was, but I'm going to say as of Monday, this coming Monday, our last 100-point win will probably still be that one in 2010. Yes, I did. I did.
You just sort of did a drop shot.
I'm going to go with what I'm sure Essendon will deliver, and that's going to be a 48-point win. And we're all going to walk out of the ground going, how typical was that?
Typical.
48 points.
Bloody typical.
I'll take it. And hopefully it'll be enough to get our percentage up to where we need it to be after the next 3 or 4 games.
It won't.
So there you go. 48 points for me.
We need to
You're
smash
81
it.
points.
All right, I'm at 81.
Fantastic.
All right. Thanks again
for watching. All right, guys, let's go for it. Hope it's a great weekend for you. Happy punting. And as always, play with matchsticks, not real money. You know, you don't want to throw your money away, do you?
Mate, we're in front. Go for it.
All right.
Thanks again for watching.
Bye now. Bye-bye.
See you later.
Bye.
All right.